I asked him, "You serious? You serious?"
Yup,
Okay, yeah,
dead serious. This is the official Manny Montreal Hangover show for Triple G versus Canelo. Let's get started. Triple G Canelo. What a beautiful fight. It had all the markings of one, and sure enough, it delivered. Beautiful fight. Up until the 6th round, I had it even. It was a tremendous fight. Both guys showed up exactly as advertised. We almost got everything we wanted. If Oscar De La Hoya's hopes were to make Mayweather-McGregor's fight look like a farce, he almost accomplished that. Unfortunately, politics couldn't leave this one alone. Yep, I'm talking about the judging. Now, we're going to cover a lot of stuff in this video, but I do want to go over a couple things. First off, fights like the Mayweather-McGregor fight only happen because of judging of fights like Canelo Triple G. You see, a lot of people were hoping McGregor would go to distance and that some sort of tomfoolery would happen in the judging decision and Mayweather would be handed his first loss. Unfortunately, the judging in this fight was just absurd. Now, a lot of people are singling out Adelaide Bird. Now, agreed, her score is atrocious. It's an absolute farce. She needs to be questioned. But as Lee Wiley stated on the Fight City, if you go to thefightcity.com, you can find that article. Lee Wiley basically explains it properly, and here's the thing. She's not the only judging error. If you look at the overall card, I have a real issue with round 7. And if you check out Lee Wiley's article, you'll see what we're talking about. There's a bunch of rounds that the judges don't exactly agree on, and I think they were pretty clear-cut. So, look into it. I mean, there's corruption. That's the bottom line. We're all agreeing to it. Nobody's hiding it. Everyone's just accepting it, and I don't think that's cool. I think the main thing we need to learn from this fight, because we were so dang close to having a perfect fight. I was okay with the draw, to be honest with you. I was kind of okay with it. But the gap in the scoring made the draw hard to swallow. Here's the thing. I was okay with the draw because I realized that no matter what, that they were more than likely hoping for a second one to this. And, you know, Oscar already stated that they're not necessarily going to use the rematch clause. So I don't know what the heck to say about that. There's a lot to consider here. You know, Golovkin, since turning pro in 2007, has not taken a break longer than 6 months. And Canelo, on the other hand, is now a 2-fight-a-year fighter. And since Mayweather retired, Cinco de Mayo is pretty much his date. So I don't expect Triple G to face off against Canelo until 9 months from now. A whole nother Triple G baby from now. In my opinion, I think he should wait. I think it's due time that he takes a longer break than 6 months. I think he should wait. Now, the other thing is, it seems like the Cotto-Lemieux fight is closer to happening. And unless they throw down some major money for BJ Saunders Triple G, or if Triple G doesn't see the Canelo rematch happening on a tedious time schedule, then I guess, you know, maybe Billy Joe can get a shot. But here's the truth. I would rather, seeing the wear and tear and Golovkin aging and obviously losing a bit of his edge, makes me think that it's due time for him to take a nice, long, real break from boxing and then come back with determination to a real strong camp and rematch Canelo. But before I get ahead of myself with all that, the overall point of this video, I would like to call for the creation of a corruption and ethics committee. I think certain things need to happen for judges. I think fighters have to deal with all kinds of rules and regulations, and judges seem to not get questioned for, unsavory acts. Teddy Atlas has spoken out about it before, and he's pointed out to a couple people that have actually been charged of corruption charges that still judge today, that are still involved in boxing today. He brings up questions about bank accounts. So, with the creation of this committee, I suggest the following rules for future judges in the professional boxing world. First off, they must hand over all of their banking info. They must be scrutinized like the IRS is auditing. We need to know if these people are on the take, and if they are, they don't belong. Next, random and frequent drug testing. Yep, drug testing. Do these people have dependencies that would cause them to be indebted to someone? I say that's a very questionable thing, and maybe if we're going to drug test the athletes, the judges should get drug tested as well. I say they should have biannual physicals. I mean, eyesight can be damaged, hearing. Heck, early onset Alzheimer's could be in play. So biannual physicals. Also, at the same time, biannual psych evaluations. Here's the thing. Life is life, and boxers need to get monitored, so I think judges need to maybe get spoken to and seen to make sure they don't have any issues psychologically. Next, IQ tests and math equivalency tests. I think that it's only fair that we should know that our judges know how to multiply and subtract in a proper fashion, and that we need to have proof of this. Also, by doing standardized IQ tests, we can guarantee that, somebody's not getting their cousin or their uncle a job just to get them a job. Last but not least, yearly evaluations for relicensing. Every year, as you're going to go get your license again, in order to commence another year of work, you're going to have to do all of this. And if you fail, you don't get the privilege of sitting ringside. It's as simple as that. We can avoid all the corruption, we can avoid all the issues, and in another 10-15 years, when we're lucky enough to maybe get something on the caliber of Triple G Canelo again, at least we'll know that the judging will be fair. Last but not least, I want to leave you with these final thoughts. Listen, there's so much we could talk about. A lot of people are talking about how they noticed Triple G hasn't been going to the body during this fight. And I think that might be part of Abe Sanchez's plan. Because if you notice, Canelo likes to counter on the shots to the body. So the minute he catches on the arm, he's real quick about firing it back. So I think it was actually a play on Golovkin. I actually think nothing on Golovkin's side of things is ever random or unselected. I think everything's planned out to the last minute when it comes to their plan. So I think not going to the body was definitely part of their plan. And I do think it worked despite the outcome. Last but not least, I can't remember the last time a fighter got a draw by fighting in spurts. Teddy Atlas said it best. Triple G was the ocean. Canelo was the log. The ocean moved the log around. It was the ocean that was in charge. And there's no denying it. Triple G won that fight. I'm happy it wasn't a loss and they didn't take his belts that way. But I'm a little concerned with K2 and Tom Loeffler. Another thing I would suggest to these promoters, especially the very rich ones, don't take anything by chance. I don't understand why we don't have backgrounds on these judges. We should know if they got arrested for something. We should know everything about them. Promoters should know everything about them. You got a lot of money on the line here. Triple G would have taken a loss. Man, I'm heartbroken about the fact that this is all we're talking about. Because it was such a beautiful fight. I watched it 2 more times after the fight. And then I woke up and then watched it again. And, you know, I did score it differently. I did give Canelo a bit more. But I think I was looking for it. But Triple G won that fight. Hey, if you think different, or if you think like me, or you think I forgot something or didn't mention something, go ahead, comment below. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Make sure you check out Manny's thoughts this week. I got another jam-packed episode to send you guys. That's it for me. See you guys on the next Hangover.